So we're going to taste three of your wines today. We have the Soave Classico.
Yes.
We have the Valpolicella Ripasso. And we have in the frosted bottle with the curves, the Amarone della Valpolicella. So
yes.
Let's
Good choice.
Start off with the, oh, that's a very tight screw cap there. There we go.
So you can combine drinking and sporting.
Oh, right. Okay. Give me a bit of exercise. Right. So tell me a little bit about, the grapes are all from the Classico region, but tell me a little bit about the soils there and then about the vinification, how you make this Soave Classico.
See, you said a really important thing, that the word Classico.
Yeah.
Soave, we have a Soave and Soave Classico. We produce Soave Classico. Soave is a area that is located in the east part of Verona city, and is our grapes is in the hills, in the what we call Classica area. The big difference to the normal area is that the soil is a volcanic soil, and we are in the hills between 200 to 450, 500 meters on sea level. It's the volcanic soil, as all the people knows, it's really rich and give this particularity of to the Soave, that is this round sensation in the mouth, with a little bit touch of sweetness that not came from the sugar but came from the Garganega varietal. But at the same time, this is what I love in the Soave, is the acidity, the sensation that you have when you throw the wine down. It's clean them out, because one of the points that for my company and all of the staff, it's really important when we think about our wine, is that we make wine for food. I remember when I was young, my grandfather made me a question, and he asked me, Edoardo, tell me the difference between French wine and Italian wines. For my grandfather, of course, it was old style, exist only French and Italian wine, not the new world.
That was it, yeah.
And I said, I was a really intelligent boy. So I said, Granddaddy, it's simple. French wine came from France. Italian wine came from Italy. I received a big slap.
Okay.
Because was not the right answer. The right answer was that the French wine was, excuse me this word, but it was created to give you an amazing emotion. When you drink a Burgundy, a Bourgogne,
yes.
Bordeaux, it's like a travel in the pleasure. It's unbelievable. The Italian wine was created with a different goal. Was created for the food. This is one of the reasons, because in Italy we have a thousand of different type of wine that we started to do the list. We can stay for 2 days. Valpolicella, Falanghina, Barolo, Barbaresco, Nero d'Avola, Catarra. We can go ahead, because each type of wine we produce was created with intention for the typical food of the area. This is the magic that sometimes is difficult to explain to people that never visit Italy, the magic of Italian culture, that every 5 kilometers change everything, change the language, the dialect. In Italian, where we are sitting now, the chair, in Italian is sedia. In the dialect of Verona is carrega. If we move 5 kilometers to the Garda Lake, change is Sadaron, sedia, carrega, Sadaron, 3 different words and different typical food. Here in Parona of Valpolicella, where is located the winery, the typical food is a fish. In downtown, it's 5 minutes by car, is the boiled meat. You move to Garda Lake, is horses. all the typical food came from different part of the history of Italy. So the producer start to produce the wine to pair with the food, the local
Of course.
food. So the Soave, it's we have always, when we test, we have always think how much is perfect with this type of food. To be honest, Soave now is used a lot in Italy and in many other countries, has aperitif wine. It's really fresh. It's push you to drink more than one glass. So I'm more happy because I have 2 daughters and an ex-wife. So this can help me. Okay. Okay, I try to be professional. It's, but I want to repeat myself. What I love in this wine is the perfect balance between the full body and the acidity. And another tricks of the Soave is a wine that you can age in the bottle. If you age for 2-3 years in the bottle, of course, you lose a little bit of this acidity, but you increase the aromas, like the nuts. You, after a couple of years, you start to feeling honey that just is in the fresh vintage. You feel just a little bit at the hand in the nose. And you, of course, you increase a little bit the dry notes typical of the Garganega grapes.
It's interesting you say that. I don't think most people realize that they could pick up a bottle of this and it would only improve with a few years in bottle. It's interesting you say that about the food. One of my best experiences with a Soave Classico was in Venice around 6 years ago, and I was taken to a very nice seafood restaurant, and I had a number of different Soave Classico with frito miso, with a whole lot of fried fish and grilled fish, and it was just delightful. When you get that perfect environment for enjoying that style of wine, it really was something very special.
Yeah, because it of course the tricks of Soave is the Garganega.
Yeah.
We produce Soave with 100% Garganega.
Yes.
In the lows, you can use 20% of other varietal, but we decide to use 100% Garganega from the hill because Garganega is amazing grapes. It gives a huge range of aromas, but at the same time, it's they are not oppressive. They are not too much. They are not. They will not be jammy in the mouth. So they don't cover, for example, a fried fish. They don't cover the delicatessen of salad. They can. It's really open. In Italy, for many years, the Soave was considering a bad wine. In the last 5 years, it's back.
Yeah,
it's back because the people understood that it's the perfect companion for our type of food, and it's perfect for the aperitif. It's. I remember when I was young, was quite impossible to see the young generation. For younger generation, I mean people between 25 to 35.
Yes.
I'm of course I'm a younger. I'm 18. I don't look, but it's nobody trusts me in that. Okay, I try. Was really unusual to see a young guy drink Soave and aperitif.
Really?
They normally prefer bubbles or wine from other region, French wine. In the last 5 years, Soave is back.
So it's more like a cyclical thing. It's come back into fashion. Interesting. So for me, aromatically and on the palate, this is a most enjoyable Classico. With regards to the vinification here, to me, it seems like a very simple and yet, because of the freshness and the cleanness, a very, very contemporary vinification that we have going on here.
It's a really simple vinification in still.
Yeah.
This Soave never touch wood because in this our philosophy for this Soave Classico is don't touch the typicity of the Garganega, the typicity of Soave. So the vinification is relatively simple. It's really difficult, the cultivation is because the production is really low. It's around 8 tons per hectare.
Right.
Normally in Soave, some area, not classic, arrive at, just to give you an idea, 25, 30 tons per hectare. So
Indeed.
we work more in the field. But the vinification is super easy. It's we're still using the same type of yeast in the last 60 years. So
right.
The recipe that we know exactly. And we do everything possible to not touch the natural flavor of this wine. This is our goal. Then, of course, some people can like it. Some people can prefer something more deep, more jammy. But I think that we found the right compromise.
And what percentage of your production is the Classico?
It's in total of the different type of wine that we do. Yeah. So I think that we are around 15% of the total production. There is some country like yours, like United States, Norway, where you have in common with you the monopoly. That it's probably one of the best-selling products of our portfolio.
It's nice to see Soave come back into fashion again, because I think it's always offered, even at the fine end, incredibly good value for money.
Oh yes, it's I'm super happy because I considering one of the most, of course, I came from this area, so probably I am a little bit in the good side, but I consider Soave one of the most interesting white wine that we have in Italy. Just for this, for the balance, it's a wine that really you can use for different type of food, for appetizer, for aperitivo, Italian aperitivo. So it's to my friend is I suggest always leave always in the fridge a bottle of Soave that you can use for what you want. It's the safe bottle, and I don't want to repeat myself, but try to age a couple of years a bottle of Soave. Not only the mine, but the other producer. In Soave Classico, we are lucky because a big percentage of producer make a really high level Soave. So I think that this is another key to bring back, like in the 70, 80, the name Soave in the top 10 of the best Italian wines.
Yeah, because it used to be found in every single restaurant across the world, right? In all the fine dining establishments. Yeah. I think we need to do that again. Okay.
We are trying.